My dad told me all about him. See, One-Eyed Willie stole treasure once, and then he got into this cave, and he's been there ever since, trapped. You guys, just what if this map could lead to One-Eyed Willie's rich stuff? I'm setting booty traps.
You mean booby traps?
That's what I said, booby traps. I want to go home.
Don't say that. Goonies never say die.
Oh my God.
From Steven Spielberg. The Goonies.
Do the truffle shuffle.
Come on.
Do it.
Working on the Goonies, right? You go up north, right, to get on the set.
Yeah.
And let me ask you something about lots has been made about what's been cut out of that movie, like the octopus and the, like an orangutan attack or something like that. But how did the kids get along with Donner? Was Donner on edge with that? That's hard to manage those kinds of personalities, man.
Dick was interviewed by Mick Garris for the behind the scenes featurette. Mm-hmm. And, he said, individually, they're wonderful. They're the warmest, craziest things that have come into my life. But in a composite form, every night I considered committing suicide. Because Dick, as I said, verisimilitude. He wanted those kids to be kids. He didn't want them to be actors. Mm-hmm. And so he let them talk over each other, and they, they all fought for attention. They all wanted to be the center of Dick's attention, and Dick had to kind of, sometimes he was the good cop, sometimes he had to be a bad cop. He had to put them in their place. He had to have talking to them, right. Talk to them. But he loved those kids, and I said at the time he was a confirmed bachelor. He didn't have any plans on getting married. And I think the saddest thing is that while he did get married, he never had any kids of his own. But those were his kids.
Yeah. I didn't realize that Martha Plimpton is Keith Carradine's daughter.
Yes. He was married to Shelley Plimpton and Martha. Yeah. I mean, Keith never came to the set, but Shelley, talked about Keith.
Well, I just did a Christmas Carol with him.
I saw the pictures.
I mean, I wasn't in it. I produced it, but he was the talent on stage, but he was great. I had no idea that his daughter was a Goonie, man. I mean, it's unreal. But talk about, you couldn't have a nicer guy to work with. I mean, what a easy personality.
So laid back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm envious of these laid back types because, as you know, Mark, that's not me.
Well, it takes all types, Ethan. I mean, not everybody can be laid back.
Oh man,
or should be laid back.
I look at these laid back guys and I'm like, how do you do it? How do you do it?
You get things done, though. You spearhead things, you ramrod things, you get it done.
Well, ramrodding is
that requires an type A personality.
Well, ramrod is a verb that I'm associated with, but I'm not sure I like it or like
I mean that in the nicest way.
Look, I know. Look, your family. You can say whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. I'll listen to you. You're not the first family member to be like, cool it, Sergeant Barnes. That's what they used to call me at Warner
Brothers.
I said,
I mean that in the nicest, most positive.
So I know we're pressed for time here, but the Goonies thing as a whole, man, like looking back, if you were to reflect on the Goonies today, like what sticks out in your mind about the overall production?
It was my first experience on a set, and the fact that production started on location made for a really strong bonding experience. I know productions say, we were a family. We truly were. I still keep in touch with most of the cast and some of the crew. We've been to weddings, we've been to funerals, we've been through drug interventions. And now one of our kids is up for an Academy Award, Ke Huy Quan. So I couldn't be prouder of those kids. I think that even though at the time the film didn't do that well, I mean, Back to the Future, Stevens, another one of Stevens' productions, was the big hit that summer, made $300 million. I think we made 80. Goonies has become a cult classic, to the point that people get emotional, when they visit the Goonies house,
Yeah.
uh, which is under, a guy from Kansas City, a huge Goonies fan, just bought the house. Sandy Preston, who owned it, sold it after living in it for over 20 years, and was always very gracious and accommodating to fans who came up, over the years by the thousands. And the new owner is actually rebuilding the Rube Goldberg device that opens the gate, and wants people to do the truffle shuffle when they come to the gate. So
That's the price of admission, huh?
yeah, that's exactly.
Your road to redemption is paved with tombstones. No quarter, kill all masters. Go to noquarterkillallmasters.com. Rated R.